So how does one get rid of these constant negative thoughts, satanic temptations, negative energies? As we mentioned a verse before, probably you remember it. It said, إذا مسهم طائف من الشيطان تذكروا. It says those who are able to control themselves, they have control over themselves, they have taqwa. When a force of negative energies attack them, touch them, they remember God, and suddenly, behold, they see, they become aware, they become awake. So one of the ways to fight these negative thoughts and energies and satanic temptation and not let them lead our life to ruin is to remember God and have control over ourselves. So how do we remember God? Someone would say remember God means just repeat 100 times Allahu Akbar or Subhanallah or Alhamdulillah, or repeat this verse, or read over yourself the last chapters. But those have little to no effect at all on our being and our soul. What we have to do is to remember God. Means like it said in the verse, ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. Does not by the remembrance of God the hearts are satisfied? So by remembering God, the hearts find peace. But how do we remember? How do we do zikr? It means to remember God's role in our lives, the memories, His remembrance, keep His blessings, remember His blessings that give us hope and peace, and read the Quran with its meaning and get lessons, like read the stories about prophets. If you're tempted that life trials will kill you and you're tempted to just obey those who will lead you astray, or tempted to give up, so you have to read about prophets, how God helped them in hard situations. And every blessing that reminds of God is a mean to remember God. Like listen to some of His beautiful sounds in the nature, listen to music. Every blessing that gives us calmness and peace and self-control, then we should, that's a mean to remembering God. So remembering God means remember His blessing and His role in our life, and how He helped people before and even ourselves when we were in difficult situation. We should remember that how God helps us, so, and not give up to shaitanic temptations or to negative thoughts. But if negative thoughts do not that powerful and just comes and goes, and maybe this disturbs you, that why these thoughts coming about yourself or others, or even that little bit very disturbing to you, just remember that God will never ever question you about those thoughts that you cannot control, even if they be bad or even they evil. If they come, just say to yourself, come by all the force that you got for behold, that will not affect me, nor God, nor will God will get upset, ever, that you have these thoughts or negative thoughts, and just like that, those thoughts will give up and go. There's the one who thinks that God will take him for those bad thoughts. He's thinking about a very low. God is higher. God is pure than those thoughts. You just have to hold him high. He will never ever put you to question about those thoughts. Never ever. So don't think about God. Just let it, say it, and every evil thought that comes, let it come, and say it, come by every force, for it will not affect me, nor God will get upset. So come, what you can do, come. So these are about this. But if we take God as our master, if we don't have a house, someone promises us that by bad way, do this or do that, you will get house, but you know that this is bad way, it's not a good way. Don't take that way. Remember that all things are of God's. All the things in the universe are of God, so he can take it to anyone he wants. So he only gives it to those who try for it, or those who work for it. But if you don't have it, like you're born poor, it's no problem. It's not a problem. Just don't give to temptations that promises you not giving a good life or good positions, but you know it's not a healthy way. Don't go to that way. And remember God, that God's your master. He will give you even better things, a better position, health, peace, freedom, everything you want, if you just control yourself and try it and work for it in a way that is better, that's good. And if someone says that if you obey not this idol, or these are reports by prophets, but you know it's fake, it's not coherent with Quran, don't fear them. Remember that God is your Lord, not prophets, not messengers, not reports, books, hadiths. These are never laws or written by God. Just obey God and say that my Lord is God and his book is my law, not any other book. Don't fear them, don't fear mullahs, clergy, anyone else. Just remember God and read his stories about prophets, how they gone through in the Quran, how they gone to these situations that even the mushriks and polytheists tried them, and they said, if you obey not our masters or our idols, those whom we worshipped and our forefathers, then this disease will touch you. Thus do not fear them at all. And also there are things about love. You should only love God alone, even if you love others, but you know it's not healthy for you. Just leave him for the sake of God. God will give you his love that will be more pure than that love, and you will be satisfied by all means. He will satisfy your heart by more love, and his love will be enough for you.
Remember that. Be wise. Obey God in a wise and smart and logical way. Don't be a fool like one who gives his all money at once to poor and then his family and himself become beggars, or the one who just openly rejects his manager at once losing his job. You just say yes if you need that job, but then alter it, like if able help poor, those whom your manager doesn't help, but wise way while not aware. What I'm saying, be smart and wholeheartedly obey God, and if that means losing job or your house, that will not happen hopefully. If it requires and no other solution, then say let it happen. You do good and be just and be with God alone in all times, and remember his blessing and keep his remembrance alive in your heart and say I love you and I live for you. He will lead your heart, so be a logical believer lover.